Oh, and look at this! Roman Reigns assaulting Breaker! Breaker was headed to the ring!
WWE Universe was left stunned as the long-awaited return of Roman Reigns finally unfolded on Monday Night Raw. But what no one could have anticipated was the way the Tribal Chief made his presence felt, brutally laying waste to both Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed in a shocking backstage assault. The moment sent shockwaves throughout the locker room, raised countless questions about the future of Raw, and reminded everyone why Roman Reigns remains one of the most dominant forces in WWE history. Roman Reigns, the absence that left a void. For months, Roman Reigns has been noticeably absent from WWE programming. After his historic championship reign came to an end earlier this year, speculation swirled about whether he would take time off, return in a part-time role, or attempt to rebuild his empire without the undisputed title in his possession. His absence created a noticeable void. Without Reigns at the helm, the bloodline seemed fractured, the locker room felt less tense, and Raw developed new rivalries and storylines without the looming presence of the head of the table. Superstars like Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, and even younger talents like Bron Breakker began seizing the spotlight. But as history has shown time and again, Roman Reigns never stays gone for long, and when he does return, he makes sure the entire WWE Universe pays attention. Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, the rising threats. Before Roman's shocking reemergence, Monday Night Raw had begun spotlighting two absolute powerhouses in Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. Both men, though very different in style, represent the kind of physical dominance that WWE thrives on. Bron Breakker, the second-generation superstar with explosive athleticism, has been billed as the future of the company. With Paul Heyman whispering in his ear and guiding his path, Breakker seemed positioned to become WWE's next juggernaut. Bronson Reed, meanwhile, has been carving his own path as a devastating big man who thrives on brute force. Known for his bone-crushing slams and his massive size, Reed has been proving that he's more than capable of standing toe-to-toe with anyone on the roster. Together, these two rising stars were beginning to look like unstoppable forces in the Raw landscape, but their momentum would be abruptly and violently halted by the returning Tribal Chief. The shock of the night. Roman's return. The moment unfolded backstage in a way only WWE could orchestrate. Cameras caught Breakker and Reed in heated discussion after their earlier matches. Breakker, cocky as ever, boasted about being the future of the company, while Reed smirked, clearly unimpressed. Paul Heyman lingered nearby, nodding approvingly at Breakker's confidence. Then, out of nowhere, the crowd inside the arena erupted as the camera shifted to reveal Roman Reigns storming into frame. Dressed in his trademark black gear and exuding an aura of dominance, Roman wasted no time. Before Breakker or Reed could even react, Roman charged forward, leveling Reed with a thunderous Superman punch that echoed through the backstage area. Breakker lunged at Reigns, but the Tribal Chief was ready, countering with a devastating spear that nearly folded the young powerhouse in half. The Raw locker room had been waiting months for Roman Reigns' return, and he reminded everyone instantly that he doesn't ask for respect. He takes it. A brutal message. Sent Reigns didn't just attack Breakker and Reed, he dismantled them. Reed, the 330-pound colossus, was tossed against production crates as if he were nothing more than dead weight. Breakker tried to fight back, showcasing the same explosive power that made him a standout in NXT, but Roman's experience and calculated brutality proved too much. Roman repeatedly slammed Breakker into the concrete walls, shouting that no one replaces him, No one surpasses him, and no one disrespects the tribal chief. Heyman, for once, was left speechless, his eyes wide as he watched his former tribal chief annihilate the very man he had been grooming as the next chosen one. The image of Roman standing tall over two broken bodies sent a clear message. The era of Reigns isn't over, and anyone who dares to step into his shadow will pay the price. The bloodline question. This attack also raised serious questions about the future of the bloodline. With Roman gone, the family seemed fractured. Jimmy and Jey Uso at odds, Solo Sikoa trying to step out on his own, and Paul Heyman apparently aligning himself with Breakker. But Roman's return changes everything. Is he here to rebuild the bloodline from the ground up? Will he punish Heyman for daring to groom another superstar as his replacement? Or is this a Roman Reigns who no longer cares about family or alliances, instead focusing solely on domination? The fact that Reigns specifically targeted Breakker, Heyman's new protégé, suggests this might be as much personal as it is business. Roman may be here not only to reclaim his throne, but to destroy anyone Heyman dares to elevate in his absence. Fan reaction. The WWE Universe exploded the moment Roman appeared on screen. Social media lit up with fans screaming in excitement, disbelief, and awe at the brutality of his return. "The tribal chief is back" quickly trended worldwide, with many fans celebrating the return of the man who carried WWE through some of its biggest years of the modern era. At the same time, some fans expressed concern about Breakker and Reed, who had been carefully built as future stars. Was this a setback for them, or a sign that WWE sees them as worthy enough to stand across from Roman Reigns in a major storyline? Either way, the buzz was undeniable. In one night, Roman Reigns had taken the spotlight away from everyone else on Raw and firmly placed it back on himself. What comes next? The fallout from Roman's return is sure to dominate WWE programming in the coming weeks. Will Breakker seek revenge against the man who embarrassed him? Will Reed regroup and try to prove that he won't be bullied, even by the tribal chief? And perhaps most importantly, what role will Paul Heyman play now that Roman has returned? Heyman's loyalty has always been fluid, shifting toward whoever holds the most power. But with Roman back, Heyman may find himself trapped between the man he once served and the new star he has been grooming. That conflict could explode into one of the most compelling storylines Raw has seen in years. Conclusion: Roman Reigns' shocking return to Raw was more than just a comeback, it was a statement of dominance. By brutalizing Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, Roman made it clear that his reign of terror may not include a championship belt right now, but it still commands respect and fear. The attack reshaped the Raw landscape in an instant, throwing Breakker's momentum into question, humiliating Reed, and putting Heyman in the crosshairs of his former tribal chief. As WWE moves forward, the only certainty is this: Roman Reigns is back, and once again, the entire company revolves around him. For fans, this wasn't just a return, it was a reminder. The head of the table still eats first, and everyone else is left scrambling for scraps.